Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can draft and cut your perfect basic body as a beginner, and how to eliminate your zipper bulge, and how to have a snatched waist. So if it's something you would love to learn, make sure to watch the end of the video, like, share and subscribe. So let's go right into the main video. So the first thing I'm going to do is to impute our basic bodies. So the top of the paper here is my starting point, which is my shoulder line as well. So from the starting line, I'm going to come down to mark my bust point. From my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. I'm going to mark the 10 inches here and extend the line across. Then from my shoulder to my under bust is 12 inches. I'm going to come down to mark 12 inches and extend the line across as well. Then from my shoulder to my waist in front is 16.5 inches. I will extend the line across this way as well. So this is my waistline, my under bust line and my bust line. Then for my waistline, I'm going to come down to mark my hip point, which is 9 inches. From my waist to my hip is 9 inches. I'm going to mark the 9 inches all the way to have a straight line. Then I'll go ahead and extend the line across as well. So this is my hip line. Then for the length of this gown, I'm going to use the whole of this pattern paper as the length. So I'm going to leave it this way. So I'll come to the shoulder line. I'm going to divide my shoulder by 2. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7.5. I'm going to mark it right here on the shoulder line. Then at that point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then I'll come here to mark my neck width of 3 inches. Then I'm going to connect from the shoulder slope into that 3 inches we just marked. I'm sorry that the upper part is not showing very well. I didn't realize until I was done with the video. So from the shoulder slant, I'm going to come down to mark my arm length. How to get your arm length? Divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5 inches. So I got 7. Then at that point, I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement to get a straight line. Then from the shoulder slant, I'm going to come down to this point with a straight line like this. Then I'll extend the line across as well. So this line now become our chest line. The next thing I'm going to do right here, I'm going to come down to mark my neck depth of 3 inches, and I'm going to connect from the neck width into the neck depth like so. So I'll come to the arm length here. I'll divide it into 2 equal halves to get the midpoint, and then at that point I'll go in by ½ an inch. I'll come to the chest line, divide my bust circumference by 4. Then I'm going to connect all these points to form my armhole. So the next thing is to mark our dart. So to mark your dart, you divide your nipple to nipple by 2. My nipple to nipple is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. I'm going to mark it on the bust line, under bust line, on the waistline. Then I'm going to connect this point together with a straight line like this. So I'm going to come down by 6 inches from the waistline. This is the length of our dart. Then at that point, I'm going to mark the 3.5 as well. Then I'll extend the line to this point this way. So I'll come to the waistline. I'm going to mark ½ an inch on both sides of the dart line. Then I'm going to come down by 1 inch from the bust line. Then I'll connect all the way to the ½ inch we just marked with my ruler. So we now have our dart. So the next thing is to impute our round body measurement. We've already marked our bust. I'll divide my under bust by 4. I'll mark it on the under bust line. My waist divided by 4. The 1 inch, I will replace it. Then I'll come to the hip line, divide my hip by 4. I'll mark it on the hip line. Then I'm going to connect all these points together. Then what I have on the hip line, I'm going to minus 1 inch and mark it on the length, on the hem. Then I'll extend the line to the hem line this way. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to mark my bust dart. And how to mark your bust dart is the difference you have from your shoulder to your waist in front and the one you have from your shoulder to your waist at the back. So from my shoulder to my waist in front is 16.5, while from my shoulder to my waist at the back is 15 inches. So the difference is 1.5. So I came down from the bust line by 1.5 inches, and then I connected back to the dart line this way. So before you cut your pattern paper, you are going to close down your bust dart this way and tape it down. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to add my sewing allowance. Remember, we've not added our sewing allowance, so I'm going to add 1 inch to all my measurements, which is going to be our sewing allowance. Then I'll connect all the points together. So the next thing is to cut the pattern paper out. That is basically it for the front. So I'll close down my dart. Please remember to close down your dart before you cut, so that if your lines are not aligning, you can correct it. So this is it for the front. We'll keep this aside so that we can work on the back pattern. So for the back pattern, I'm going to go ahead and mark my bust point just the way we did for the front. I'll extend the line across. Then I'm going to mark my waistline. From my shoulder to my waist at the back is 15 inches. Like I said earlier, I'm going to mark my waist point, and I'm going to extend the line across this way. So this is my bust point and my waist. Then for my waist, I'm going to come down to mark my hip point, which is 9 inches. Then I'll go ahead and extend the line across this way. So this is my hip line. So I'll come to the shoulder line, divide my shoulder by 2. I'll mark my neck width of 3 inches and connect it back. So for the back neck, I use 1 inch for the depth. Then I'll come down to mark my arm length. I'm repeating what I did in front. So I'll connect all the lines across this way. Then this is the chest line. I'm going to come to the arm length, divide it into 2 quarters to get the midpoint. I was literally repeating what I did on the front pattern. So after connecting my armhole, I'll mark my dart. I'll mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2 on the bust line, on the waistline. Then from the waistline, I'll come down by 6 inches, which is going to be the length of my dart. At that point, I'll mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2 as well. Then I'll connect all the way to the point. Then on the waistline, I'm going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides of the dart line. Then I'm going to connect from up all the way to the 1/2 inch this way. So now we have our dart. I'll go ahead and impute my round body measurement. We've already marked our bust. I'll come to the waist, divide my waist by 4. I'll mark it. Then the 1 inch for that, I'll replace it. Come to the hip line. I'll divide my hip by 4. I'm going to mark it right on the hip line. Then what I have on the hip line, I'm going to minus 1 inch and mark on the hem line. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect all these points all the way down. So the next thing is to add our sewing allowance. I'm going to add my sewing allowance of 1 inch all the way down, just the way we did on the front pattern as well. Then I'll go ahead and connect the point all the way down as well. So to have a perfect dress without a bulge, I'm going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides of the waistline at the back here. Then I'm going to connect to the dart line this way. You can even mark 1 inch at this point on the both side. Then from the hip line, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches. Please make sure to pay attention to this point. Then I'll rule the line across. This is how to have a perfect basic body. The hem line, I'm going to mark 1 inch at the center back. I'm sorry that that place could not be captured. Then I'm going to connect from here to that 1 inch with my curve rule. See what I did there? You know our back is not straight, so that place is supposed to be slanted so that it can snatch very well. So that was why I marked 1 inch and then connect to that 1 inch. This is how to have a perfect basic bodice. It's not everybody that knows this trick, but if you do this when drafting your basic body, you're going to have a perfect basic body. So this is basically it for it. Make sure to close down your dart before you cut on your fabric. So this is it. You see how easy it is to draft your basic body. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you have not subscribed, please do where to subscribe. Leave any question you have in the comment section and I will attend to it. Thank you so much and see you in my next video. Bye.